In this video, we're going to take a look at putting a door into our newly carved doorway.
Because every back wall needs a door.
That's right. Now, up to this point, we've been creating a lot of basic primitives, and what we're going to do right now is kind of reach beyond that and take a look at some of the extended features, other objects you can create inside of 3ds Max. In this case, doors, which is something that's been brought over from the now no longer with us, 3D Studio Viz for visualization purposes. Very cool tool. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things we can create.
Sure thing. I'm going to go over to our Create panel, Standard Primitives, and select Doors.
And there you go. We have three types of doors we can create. We can create pivot doors, which actually open very much like the front door of your home, most likely. We have sliding doors, slide back and forth, and bifold doors, which are kind of like closet doors.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and create a pivot door for our stage door. So I'll go ahead and I'll click Pivot. And now in the top view, I'm going to drag out the door, and then I'm going to adjust the settings a little bit to make sure it is flush with our stage back wall.
In other words, you're not really worried right now what kind of width, height, and depth.
No, not at all. I'm going to go ahead and put those values.
Or even the angle of creation.
Right, exactly.
You'll see how to create this here in just a second.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag to define the base width of the door. And notice you know that you had some play here, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to pick an angle and stick with that. I'm going to let go of the mouse and start dragging out our door's depth, if you will. Then I'm going to click again, and I'm going to drag upward in Z to create the door's height.
That is a huge door.
Wow.
That's like a hangar
gigantic door. Now I'm going to go ahead and zero out the orientation.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and hit the Rotate tool, and I'm going to right-click on the Z spinner. There we go. And now I'm going to go to our Modify panel, and I'm going to enter in a few quick values for the door's dimensions. The height, I'll choose 33. For the width, I'm going to do 14.5.
And 1.5 for the depth.
Sounds good. Great. Now I'm going to go ahead and click our Move tool, and I'm going to go ahead and zero out the dimension or the transforms again. So I hit right-click, right-click. And I'm going to go ahead and move it back 38 units.
I bet they didn't see that 38 coming.
There we go. Now you notice here that it is it's slightly offset, and that's because our pivot is actually off to the left of the door. I'm going to go ahead and center up our pivot.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the Hierarchy panel, Effect Pivot Only, Center to Object. Turn it off again. So now I'm going to go ahead and zero it out in X again.
And there you go.
And it is now flush with our wall. I'm going to go ahead and give it a name. I'm going to call it Stage Door.
Now, if we go over to the Modifier panel, we've got some cool things that we can play with, don't we?
Very cool, yeah. Right now, the coolest thing that I could think of is the built-in Open attribute.
Right.
Ta-da.
Now, that is cool, but you'll notice here that it is actually opening in the wrong way.
Okay.
And the hinge is on the wrong side, according to our storyboards.
That's right.
We want it to actually open outward. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and click Flip Swing. That reverses the
direction that it swings open.
Exactly, and I'll click Flip Hinge, and now it's actually opening just like it does in our storyboard sketch.
Very nice. Then we have other things like the ability to control. You know, if we come down to the frame itself, we got a width, depth, and a door
We have a built-in
offset.
frame here, and we could play with that if we want to. I went ahead and I pre-calculated the dimensions ahead of time, so it lines up. But you can adjust.
Just showing you how it affects everything now.
Pretty cool.
So that's cool. Door offset. Door offset's pretty nifty. Actually, are we?
I don't think you can see it right now. I think you might have to actually pull the depth out a little bit.
Yeah, it might be just a tad too thin.
And we actually have a leaf in our door as well.
Oh, wow.
Kind of
neat. It's a little kind of a recessed area in the middle, so you can adjust.
Very cool. Some funky door parameters.
So, of course,
here.
to get a door like this, with a door frame and all, the pivot's already adjusted, the ability to control,
actually, turn that panel
leaf, things like that. I mean, it's been a little bit of time modeling, basically. I mean, you can use the Boolean technique we showed you in the last video and have a box and subtract out another box, and then you can use a series of boxes to construct a frame, etc. But, why do that if you're creating a door and doors already exist inside of 3ds Max that take about 2 seconds to create?
That's right.
Very cool.
So we just wanted to take a minute, show you that this is available, and just kind of keep this in mind because you do have the ability to create windows, and there's all sorts of things inside of Max that you can create. And this is an excellent example.
And they're fun to play with, too.
They are, for sure. So is there anything else you wanted to add to this, Bill?
I'm just going to go ahead and quickly save my scene. I'm going to File, Save As. I'm going to hit the plus key.
Okay.
Do an incremental save.
And with that, that's just going to wrap up the video.
All right, thanks.